After arriving in Bethlehem, Ruth and Naomi faced a harsh reality. They had nothing, no land, no wealth, no guarantee of survival. For two widows in ancient Israel, this was a dangerous and vulnerable position to be in. Yet Ruth didn't let fear or uncertainty stop her. She made a bold choice to find a way to provide for herself and Naomi. In Ruth 20, verse 2, she tells Naomi, "Let me go to the fields and pick up the leftover grain behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor." This was no easy task. Gleaning, gathering leftover grain behind harvesters, was the work of the poor, the outcasts. And Ruth wasn't just a widow. She was a foreigner, a Moabite, an outsider in Bethlehem. Can you imagine how she must have felt? The stares, the whispers, the uncertainty of whether she would even be allowed to glean at all. But instead of waiting for things to improve, Ruth stepped out in faith. She didn't know what would happen, but she trusted that God would provide. As Ruth worked in the fields, her humility and determination didn't go unnoticed. The owner of the field, Boaz, a wealthy and respected man, saw her dedication and was deeply moved. Boaz approached Ruth and spoke words that must have filled her heart with relief. "Stay in my field. Don't go anywhere else. I've ordered the men not to harm you. May the Lord repay you for what you have done for Naomi." Ruth 2, verse 8 to 12. Think about that for a moment. In a time when women had little protection, and Ruth had no one to defend her, God had already prepared a place of safety for her. Boaz wasn't just showing kindness. He was unknowingly becoming part of God's plan for Ruth's future. And why did he show her such favor? Because he had heard about her faithfulness to Naomi. He saw her heart, her humility, and her willingness to work hard despite her circumstances. This moment wasn't a coincidence. It was divine intervention. Ruth's small act of faith had led her to the exact field where God's blessings were waiting. Ruth didn't know what would happen when she stepped into that field. She didn't know that her choice to glean in that particular place would change the course of her life. But that's what faith is, isn't it? Taking a step, even when we don't see the whole picture. God's provision for Ruth didn't come through wealth, power, or status. It came through her humility and courage. She was willing to do what was needed, and God honored her faithfulness by putting her exactly where she needed to be. Maybe today you're facing a situation where stepping out in faith feels risky. Maybe God is calling you to trust Him, even though the outcome is unclear. Ruth's story reminds us that God sees our faithfulness. He honors even the smallest steps we take in trust. Like Ruth, you may not know what's ahead, but one thing is certain: God is already working behind the scenes, preparing unexpected blessings on the other side of your obedience. Have you ever taken a bold step of faith and seen God move? I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment below and share how God has provided for you in unexpected ways. And don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned, because Ruth's journey is far from over. In the next episode, we'll see how one act of kindness begins to unfold into something greater, something that will change Ruth's life forever. The best is yet to come.